punches early. Down goes Moore. Playing on instinct, Vogel. He's just hanging a big man. That's it, Tim.
How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. That is the preview of the upcoming boxing intro that we're going to be doing here on the show. That is Idris's baby. But today it's about MLB and it's about the New York Yankees getting a much needed win north of the border in Toronto. They were previously 0-5 against the Blue Jays at Rogers Center, and really in desperate need of a win as going into yesterday, the Toronto Blue Jays had a 4-game lead over the New York Yankees. That is now cut to 3, and the Yankees have a chance to win this series with Max Fried on the bump tonight. Also bust up the 11-game winning streak of the Toronto Blue Jays at Rogers Center. Another win streak that was blown up yesterday. That of the Milwaukee Brewers, their win streak ends at 11 as Major League home run leader this season, Cal Raleigh, hits number 39. And this is starting to get interesting because he has a legitimate chance to break the American League home run record set by Aaron Judge a couple of seasons ago. And, you know, Judge is also in the race to catch Raleigh and to defend that record of his, possibly break that record of his. But right now, Raleigh is on the pace to break the record. Other news around MLB, the Dodgers nursing many an injury, still playing baseball not up to their standard as the Minnesota Twins got a victory out in Chavez Ravine. New York Mets, Tampa Bay Rays stave off losing, beating lesser teams, respectively, in the Chicago White Sox, as well as the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Boston Red Sox coming into the break were the hottest team in MLB, but the Philadelphia Phillies have definitely cooled them off. San Francisco Giants yesterday, big offensive output, just busting up the Atlanta Braves 11-0. But it just goes to show what a difference a day makes in Major League Baseball because, truthfully, today with Justin Verlander on the bump, and I think retirement has to be something that he needs to consider. He has not won a game this year. It's been batting practice, essentially, when Justin Verlander gets in there. And I like the Braves today to win. Spencer Strider, their best pitcher, is on the bump today. But I want to talk about this Yankee victory and why it's a really a feel-good situation and one that just absolutely had to happen. Yesterday, Ben Rice playing first base. He is the part-time first baseman as Goldie is the main man there, just hitting a huge home run over the right field wall, giving the Yankees the 5-4 lead. Devin Williams had to go through the toughest part of that Blue Jay lineup in order to win the game, and that's exactly what happened. Giving up a base hit to start, but then really tightening up and going through the hardest part of that Blue Jays order. One thing that I like about these Blue Jays, just from the observation level, is that they don't quit and they have a real presence at the plate. You know, you see it with Springer, you see it with Bichette, you see it with Alejandro Kirk, you see it with Vladdy. This is a very hungry team, this Blue Jays squad, and definitely a team that has the potential to win the World Series this year. You know, the Yankees, even if they win today, which would cut the AL East lead to 2, the Yankees are still in good standing with the wild card. But these are big games, and you know, the Yankees don't have the finest record in their own division, so winning these division games definitely huge for the morale. And I would have to say, out of anyone on this staff, you want Max Fried pitching tonight. I still am patiently waiting to see what the Yankees do at third base. It's going to be interesting to see how they address that hole, as the Yankees most definitely need some third base help, as well as potentially another starter. Clark Schmidt, Garrett Cole, both out for the year. Luis Heel, still on the mend. So, shouts out Cam Schlittler. That's a name I didn't want to murder. The rookie only making, I believe, his third professional start and looking very good yesterday. He did run into some issues, and that's the beauty of Ben Rice hitting the home run, because that rally where the Blue Jays tied the game started with a play that I believe Ben Rice should have made. Jazz Chisholm Jr., also huge yesterday in his first at bat, a 3-run home run. Aaron Judge was quiet yesterday, and the Blue Jays pitched around him during his final at bat. So, it's huge that Ben Rice came through. Yankee lineup still has holes. Anthony Volpe not hitting anywhere near what you want, not to mention that he leads his position in errors this year. Also want to talk about something that's been causing a bit of a stir negatively amongst Yankee fans. The captain, Derek Jeter, will not be attending Old Timers Day this year. As to my understanding, it falls on his daughter's birthday. It's the 25th year anniversary of the 2000 Subway Series, a series in which the Yankees defeated their crosstown rivals, the New York Mets, 4-1. That series was a lot closer than the 4-1 games played would indicate. The Mets actually had a better record than the Yankees that particular year, but the Yankees did have a magical run, started by the Derek Jeter flip play, which ultimately tagged out the late Jeremy Giambi at the plate. Were he safe, the Yankee season would have ended right there in round one in sweep fashion. They ended up collecting themselves, coming back from a 2-0 deficit to beat the Athletics. Ultimately, they won on to win their third consecutive World Series. A four-peat was not to be had the next year in 2001 as the Diamondbacks walked it off in one of the more iconic World Series ever played in my lifetime, and quite possibly anybody's lifetime, as the Yankees were denied of a four-peat. But yeah, Eugenio Suarez, I've been, naming that guy often. According to some media outlets and according to some people in the Yankees that cover the Yankees, they have said that yesterday's pitcher, Cam Schlittler, was actually one of the players offered in a deal, and supposedly Spencer Jones is not offered in the deal. So George Lombard also not included in a potential deal. I've heard Merrill Kelly and Eugenio Suarez. Suarez actually fell victim twice to Framber Valdez yesterday. Framber has pitched well against him. The Astros were able to come back after having a quiet night on offense, one big inning. Uh, Houston Astros still very much looking like a team that could win the World Series. But back to the Yanks. Third base, starting pitcher, potentially another arm in the pen is what the Yankees are going to need, in my estimation, to have a realistic shot of going back to the World Series. But from what I'm seeing in the National League right now, the Phillies, the Brewers, and more than likely, I would say the Phillies, Brewers, and Cubs right now, more than likely all look stronger at the moment than the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it will be interesting to see how this all plays out in the National League. You got to assume that the Dodgers are going to get through the injury bug. They are the most talented roster, top to bottom. They are so deep, but right now not playing up to their potential, but still comfortably in first place in that division. Do I see any potential wild cards that can bust things up? I guess my Yankees would be considered one. I want to see how Boston responds after that really encouraging winning streak. And the Tampa Bay Rays right now, just a half game behind the Red Sox, as the American League East actually has a shot to send 4 teams to the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Hit on my parlay yesterday, but I did cash out slightly early because I was a little concerned about Framber Valdez catching that fourth K. He ultimately did, but with his pitch count getting up and with the Diamondbacks just doing a great job of putting wood on the baseball, I pulled out just a little early, but using some of those earnings today to set up another ticket. I've been doing rather well in baseball this season on the whole. So hopefully some of that success continues today. Idris will be doing that boxing show in the near future. And I'm kind of digging the video that he put together. That's why I played it this morning before this little baseball talk. It's a short one today. I've got to run. But have a great day, everyone. Announcements to come for our next show. As I stated, Idris will be doing that boxing show. We're going to get with Zappy to start covering UFC around here. Football on the horizon, divisional previews around the corner. So we're going to be hitting on that as well. On behalf of everyone here at the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast, I am signing off for now. Have a great day, everyone.